Warning! This podcast contains spoilers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for... Oh, this is for Netflix. This is for Iron Fist Series Impressions. Quite a while ago, we did a First Impressions podcast on the first episode only, which is something we do for most of the Marvel Netflix shows. Mm-hmm. And then we come back and do this.
Years later, seemingly.
Yeah, and with how they've accelerated releases
of... It just kept getting away from us.
It kept getting away from us. I mean... If you guys, you're familiar with our channel and you've been watching us for a while, we do have a lot of shows on our plate. So, like finding in a free schedule and real life and all that stuff. But anyway, we're here. We're doing
we have a lot of excuses.
That too. I've got so many excuses.
A list of excuses. I have a little text file here. Excuses as to why I can't do a podcast tonight.
You did it like Precious.
I ran out of them. No. Anyway, Iron Fist.
Yes.
Which, off the first episode, seemed promising.
The first episode was really good.
Yes. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I liked it. The whole series, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It may be the weakest season of any of the Marvel Netflix shows to date. Doesn't mean I hated it.
Yeah.
But I can very easily say it was the weakest.
Yeah, because even though I had a lot of problems with Daredevil Season 2, I still liked more things in Daredevil Season 2.
Yeah.
Or the things in Daredevil Season 2 that I liked better than the things in Iron Fist.
Now, we have Baby Batcat Fanatic in chat saying, Colleen Wing is the queen. We all agree.
We all agree.
What you're going to find out from us as we go along, because we've talked about this, because it, in... the meantime, we think that all of the supporting characters are better than Iron Fist himself. Which is kind of terrible to say, but...
Yeah, I mean...
Colleen is great. Ward is my favorite character, and we'll get into that. Ward is the best part of this show. Harold is good. Joy is good.
Harold...
Love the Meacham drama.
The Meacham drama,
a lot more than the other plot.
I like that we got, I like that we got, Claire. I just completely forgot her name. She's in every series so far. Like, we got plenty of Claire, and, we got Hogarth coming into another series. Like, apparently her and Danny go way back, because she was a family lawyer for them. Yeah, I love the supporting cast is great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I don't know where to go. Like, that's my biggest problem with we'll start with Iron Fist.
Yeah, I mean, so how many times does he have to remind us that he is the
immortal
every single person he meets?
I'm the immortal Iron Fist.
I'm the immortal Iron Fist. And every single person is like, okay, you cray.
Champion of Kunlun. Guardian of the Gate to Kunlun. I was taught by Li Gung the Thunderer. Which, I'm terrible at pronunciation.
He did name his mentor?
Yes, he did at one point.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm terrible at pronouncing, traditional Mandarin names, but Netflix had it subtitled as Liu Kang.
Sub-Zero.
I don't think that's it.
I don't think so.
Me neither.
But I mean, all right. So Danny as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Do it. Take it.
I get what they were going for with the whole he has a traumatic history. He's dealing with his trauma throughout. Like we saw even in was it the first episode where he just gets in a car with Ward and drives it stupid fast and kind of has a PTSD flashback sort of thing.
Yeah.
none of it made me care about it, you know? Because like with someone like Jessica, who is, you know, obviously dealt with some really terrible trauma. Like we all cared about her a lot when we were talking about Jess in in her series. So like, you know, everyone's just like, I miss Jess. I want Jess back.
I think,
you know, but like no one was like, man, Smart Iron Fist would be just fucking swell right now, because he was just like really insufferable about it.
yeah. And the problem is every way he reacted to things, every way he handled things was the way a child would handle it.
Yeah.
He's mentally and emotionally still a child, and when you see a child do that, you're like, all right, that's a child, you know, you'll get over your tantrum, whatever. But we're looking at an adult who's just never grew up because he was too busy getting, you know,
I mean,
basically tortured and forced to train and all this crap.
We have like a pseudo Batman origin almost here. You know, really rich kid, parents die in a tragic manner, and he receives some legendary training from something, and he becomes, you know, supposedly a crime-fighting badass. But in this case, yeah, he is kind of like a child at this point. Like, he's plucked. He's a rich kid, a rich white kid from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
He is plucked out of that life and thrown into some crazy supernatural shit.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, the monks take him in. They train him. They teach him. He fights his way up. He earns his title, supposedly, of the Immortal Iron Fist. He's some random kid they found on a mountainside, you know, dying, and they trained him, and he earned the title.
Yeah.
And he learned no humility in any of that time.
Right. He is like the worst monk I've ever seen. He has zero discipline.
That shows throughout the whole series. Like, you know, you have this awesome power. You can focus your chi into a single fist, and it can deflect bullets and punch down walls and eliminate an entire floor of a skyscraper. But, you know,
generally fuck shit up.
It's almost like I felt like I was watching an episode of Dragon Ball or something. Like, he has to charge his fist for a half hour of the episode before he can use it. 30 minutes
not
later.
nearly that cool, but yeah. And I think the problem was, and we still don't know too much about the monks at Kunlun.
Right.
Like, we don't know their methods, what they were about, but it seems like the way Danny learned was to just take all his feelings and shove them really, really deep down inside, and didn't feel them anymore. And spoilers, it's not a great way to deal with your feelings, because what we see time and time again from Danny is that he lets, when his emotions, he can't push them down anymore, he overreacts and does stupid things. So
stupid things, yes.
Not a great. So maybe they didn't quite teach him proper discipline.
But that's what I don't understand. So, like, okay, great, you trained so long with these people, most of your life, right? Why at no point? Like, all right, and I get that his training wasn't all fun and games. It was torturous. It was, you know, he was beaten and whatever. But, like, at no point did anyone say, okay, champ, hey, how you doing? You know, like, no one ever told him. It's weird. I think they could have maybe avoided this if they had actually shown, you know, given us some training montages, something like that. I don't know.
Or even, like, we got one scene of, or flashback or vision or, like, freak out, whatever, of his master and him in a room.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that's, like, all we got, which I think is a problem. And for this was such a long series. Like, I think it's the same amount of episodes as Luke Cage, but still, it's, I think, 13 episodes.
It's the same amount of episodes as all of them that have come before.
All of them. Oh, I thought, I don't know, I thought some of them were 12, or whatever.
Oh.
It felt longer than
dragged.
the other one, because it did not need to be that long. And I think with that length, what it needed was more Kunlun.
Yeah.
Like, I was waiting for the one episode full of flashbacks that, like, all the other shows had.
Yeah. This one didn't.
And we never got it.
Like, maybe...
And that's probably why we don't connect with Danny that much. Why we don't care.
Exactly. And, you know, again, why no discipline in the training? That's the whole thing with, like, monk... I mean, I have never been trained by monks.
No.
But from what I understand, from most martial arts, discipline is a focus.
I can't help but compare this to how you train dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can take a dog to what do they call them? It's not a kennel, but it's like they stay in with a trainer, and the trainer trains them for like a week. But as soon as the dog goes home,
like
that home environment, it loses almost all of its obedience school. That's it. Mm-hmm. It loses almost a lot of the time if the owner doesn't keep up with whatever. It loses all of its like
effectiveness.
The things it learned. So I feel like Danny is really disciplined in Kunlun. Like, he's the best. He became the best. He's back in New York. It's like, he's 10.
He's back in New York. He's back home. He hasn't been there since he was 10. All those feelings he's been putting in the box and throwing in the ocean have now washed up on shore, and he's all, like, feelings abound, and it's like, I used to play with you kids, and my parents built this company, and you should recognize me immediately, even though it's been like 20 years or something.
A while.
And that's another thing. Because he comes back to Ward and Joy. And, Joy's nice. He likes Joy. But he all of a sudden remembers all like the shitty stuff Ward did to him.
Joy's nice. He likes Joy. I mean, initially she drugs him and has him committed to an insane asylum.
I meant his memories of his the two of them.
Of her, yeah.
Joy was the nice one and Ward was the dick.
Mm-hmm.
So, that more emotions he's remembering because he's close to these people again.
Right. And Harold is dead. Giant air quotes. So. Tragic.
And I think something I said when we did the First Impressions podcast was that first episode, while it had a cool ending, wasn't really as big of a hook as a lot of the other first episodes had. And then I think it was episode 3 when he's like climbing the building and then he falls and it cuts. I'm like, that's the hook. That's the hook right there.
Mm-hmm. Right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ah, boy.
Outside of Harold's apartment.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, we had some interesting antagonists. I mean, the villain wound up being, like, Bakudo and the Hand and all that stuff, but there were plenty of sub-villains, like, I think more than any other series so far. Like, Ward was kind of I don't know the term for it. He wasn't an anti-hero, he wasn't, like, straight up an antagonist, he was a roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, technically, for most of the show, was an antagonist. He was working against the goals of the protagonist.
Right, okay,
so technically, he was.
By strict definition, he was, yes.
But he had his own dynamic with his father.
Oh, which I think was my favorite thing.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he had his own protag-antag relationship going on right there on his own, So, I don't know. I thought he was a really, really compelling character, I have to say. Like, so cool.
I've said it maybe a dozen times. You've both heard it. Everybody who knows me talking about Iron Fist has heard it. Ward Meacham's slow descent into madness was the best part of this whole series.
Incredible to watch.
His issue with drug addiction, first off, compared to learning that his father is still alive, to, he knew his father was still alive the whole time. But
dealing with the secret from his sister.
Keeping the secret and dealing with, the whole fact that Harold was, in with the Hand and all this supernatural shit coming back. Like, Danny comes back and he's a glowing-fisted superhero.
Yeah.
Like,
and Harold himself was having his own little spiral into crazy. So that, of course, did not help.
Like, yeah, they bring, like, Ward dies. Not Ward, I'm sorry. Harold dies again. And, we learn that he was brought back from cancer. Like, he died and was brought back. And he dies again, and he comes back again.
Mm-hmm.
But this time he comes back a wee bit less. Just a wee bit. I agree with Chat.
Touch.
I agree with Chat right now. Watching him flip off his dad's camera was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
That was amazingly neat.
Yeah, that was either after he just got hung up on by his dad or like something with the phone. He just puts it down. It's like,
no. Yeah. And I mean, I guess just to touch on Harold, I mean, we did get a lot of information about this resurrection nonsense that seems to go on with the Hand.
Yeah, because before this, like, the first instance of it was, I mean, you had Daredevil Season 1, Nobu dies and is set on fire. Daredevil Season 2, suddenly, there's a masked ninja using a blade at the end of a long chain, and it's like, and suddenly the mask comes off, and it's a burnt Nobu. It's like you're dead. There's no such thing as death. Like,
yo, what? I forgot he said that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, because he's like, but you're dead. There's no such thing. And then just, like, dramatic down in the elevator.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
So yeah, we get more of that.
Mm-hmm.
They can bring people back from the dead.
But we did find out that you do kind of lose
bits.
Your sanity as a result.
You lose
in some sense.
Yeah. I mean, it might also be... it might also directly correlate with how long you've been dead.
It's possible.
But there's no real evidence for that.
No. But...
Well...
Or how many times you have died.
Well, no, but Harold clearly got more unhinged when he came back the second time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he, very outbursty. Very, psycho killer kind of rage outbursts.
Yeah.
But, on to the Hand for a second, because this was a part that had initially confused me. Back in Daredevil, we're introduced to all these villains. We got, like, all the people that Fisk was dealing with. And I thought Gao and Nobu were just completely separate. Like, Nobu's working with the Hand. Gao is her other mysterious thing after she, like, force blasts Daredevil across the warehouse. But we find out that Madame Gao is part of the Hand. But a different faction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's different sects of the Hand in here.
Yeah.
And we're introduced, like, now we know of 3 of them. We got Nobu and whatever the fuck he was doing. We got Gao and whatever the hell she's doing. And then we have Bakudo, who is training a whole bunch of eager young cadets.
Yeah.
As was Colleen.
Including Colleen.
And I know the Hand came first.
But
all I could think of was the first live-action Ninja Turtles movie with the foot. And how they took the kids off the street.
Yeah.
That was the first one, right? They took the kids off the street and trained them?
Yeah, they were taking delinquent teenagers, having them steal shit for them to make money, and then they were taking them and training them, and inducting them into the Foot.
That's all I could think of.
Well, I mean, come on. You're going to tell me that... I don't know if this is for sure, but you're going to tell me that, they didn't look at the Hand... And it was like,
of course they did. It was a joke on that.
Yeah. It was a joke. Okay.
And that's why I say I know the Hand came first.
The Foot. Yeah, Jacob and Chat. Different, the different fingers of the Hand. Yeah, the different toes of the Foot.
The different toes of the foot. See,
wait, did they say that? Okay.
Yo, Bebop and Rocksteady, they ain't toes?
Yeah, right. So yeah, Bakudo with all of his eager young trainees, and Colleen, his pretty much most gifted student, or so she comes across as.
His prized pupil, which he seems way too into.
Oh yeah. But what I get, like, she's training people for this organization, for the Hand and all that stuff, but she really has no idea how evil they are, or devious. Just like,
all she's got is the lies Bakuto tells her.
Yeah, exactly, and she's fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker most of the time.
Yep. I mean, she was totally convinced, like, this part of the Hand is different,
Yeah.
And I wanted to believe. I did. I love that Bakuto, like, actually taught Danny how to use his fist to recharge his chi to, learn how to heal. So, like, that was all really cool, and I wanted it. I was a little disappointed, actually, that couldn't develop more, that he couldn't learn more cool things with his fist besides punching things.
Yeah.
So
I like that we know he can do more, though, from the film that Bakuto had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we know he's capable of more, eventually.
Yeah, like, that Iron Fist was using both fists glowing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, double your power there, Danny. You got both fists.
And I'm willing to bet it goes beyond that. I don't know how, but
at some point, probably.
Something extra.
But, yeah, let's
get good.
I mean, we're talking about Colleen a bit here. Go ahead, finish.
Yes. Batcat Fantastic says, creepy-ass sensei.
Yeah.
And, like, John, I was with you. I was like, okay, Bakuto can be cool. He might be cool. But he had, like, those crazy eyes, like...
And that very, like...
something about
just
his
the
face,
tone of his voice and the way he explained things came off really creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, just the way
I wanna trust you.
I don't know, the way he enunciated, like...
He's got a very deliberate way of speaking.
If you ever played Half-Life, I got a G-Man sort of feel from him for a reason. Just the way he described things.
Yeah.
Like, sort of the speed a little bit, and, how he was very deliberate with his words. And, like, he would have no slang, like, no slurs or slang. He would say, deliberate. Like, so...
Yes.
I don't know. He did give the creeps very, well. But anyway, about Colleen.
Yes.
The lawful good character in hell, basically, is what I got out of her. Like, she's being trained by a bunch of devils, but she doesn't realize they're devils.
Yeah.
No.
And, I mean, before we even know she was trained by Bakuto, before we even know any of that, we see her teaching the kids in her dojo.
Mm-hmm.
And how she's telling them there's a right thing to do, and you don't fight for money, blah, blah, blah. But then that night she goes and fights in the ring for money.
Mm-hmm. Right, she goes to, like, a fight club.
Yeah, and it's not... obviously, it's for the money, because she's struggling to make rent.
She likes it.
Exactly, yeah, no. The reason she went was for the money, but she ended up liking it and going back. There's a weird rush.
And she was fairly brutal.
Oh,
she was taking down dudes twice her size. I mean,
yeah, because they're all like looking down on her, like, I gotta fight a girl or what? I'm like, kick her ass, Colleen, kick his ass.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that's not something. There's a code. There's a more like an ethical, moral standard. You don't fight for money. Like, if you were to take a martial arts class, anything nowadays, kung fu, taekwondo, karate, judo, whatever, the first, like, lesson 1, defense only. You are only using this to defend yourself, or to defend others. You are not using this to, like, go beat the bully up down the street because he annoyed you that day or something like that. So, I mean, that's what she's going at, and then, yeah, like... Very interesting character, is the point I'm trying to make here, in the long, windy way. But,
yes,
yeah.
The one thing that got me was, like, she's just, like, walking around with a sword in Manhattan a lot. And I was like, maybe I'm old, but...
Maybe I'm old.
Been
that
there.
doesn't seem like it's legal.
It's not... But the only way they're going to know it's a real sword is if they stop you.
Right.
And for someone who carried not real swords, but fencing swords around Manhattan, I only ever got stopped once. 4 years. I only ever got stopped once.
Right.
So
now,
if nobody stops you, no one will know.
As someone who lives in the New York City limits, as do both of you, who has walked around with a sword on, that's something I didn't think about at the time. And we know a cop, we're friends with a cop, and I remember asking him once, he's like, "What are you, stupid? Of course, if you see you walking down the street with a sword, I am going to question you." It's just the question, do they see you?
Yeah.
And Colleen seems to be fairly
stealthy.
And
do they care? Because not all cops are going to care. Like, no. It's within any job. Like, the level of care depends on the employee.
I mean, yeah, I was walking down your neighborhood, actually, going to a party, dressed in a full suit of armor with a sword strapped to my side. And I was just thinking, this is going to be really bad if a cop car goes by right now.
And sometimes in the middle of the day, they do drive around.
Mm-hmm. No, me, officer, no, I'm cosplaying as the Hound.
I mean, I was walking by, and a friend of ours was with me dressed as a princess, and I'm just walking down your neighborhood with all your neighbors staring at us like, what the fuck?
I'm escorting my lady.
So exactly. I'm escorting her to the ball.
To the ball.
There's a fancy party. Off topic, but yeah, Colleen is very, I don't know, yeah, again, no cops here, no cops care.
Yeah.
I love tangents. How they form, how they spiral. This here is a tangent.
Still related. We've been doing good lately with our related tangents.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Look at, like, all the supporting characters I gotta like here.
Mm-hmm.
Madame Gao.
Pretty much.
Madame Gao.
I just love her. She's that scary Chinese grandma. Like, really scary Chinese grandma.
She's just got the like cute old lady look down. The way she moves, her little cane. She's like, "Oh, I'm just a little grandma." Force push.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a little old grandma.
Her whole look, everything about her, it's just perfect.
I'm the little old grandma who's probably 900 years old, who can just get in your head and read people like a book within 5 seconds. And say just exactly the right thing to make you question your whole life.
She is very good at that.
Yeah.
I mean, and that one part, where Danny was like kind of running into, I'm going to deal with a hand, and has to deal with her champions, basically.
Mm-hmm.
When they went to China? Are you talking about?
No. This is when he fought the lady with the poison.
That didn't happen in China? I thought that's when he went to China.
Was that China?
Yeah, it's when...
Maybe that was China.
I think it was when Danny...
No, that was in New York still.
It was? Okay, Never mind. Sorry.
It was in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, she totally got under his skin, like, that whole... I mean... But, yeah, right, because he was trying to save that girl, who apparently doesn't matter because I can't even think of what she looks like, let alone her name.
Wow, that's terrible. Neither can I. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
You know who I mean. But that whole, that whole thing was just, oh my god, so much effective skin getting under.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Shout out to Spider Lady, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Spider Lady.
Oh my god, Spider Lady.
Yeah, he showed up and he did all the traditional stuff. They washed their hands in the little well, the challenge, the terms, and all that stuff were laid out. So, and then Gao just, gonna creep in. I'm a little snake. Gonna creep under your skin. I'm gonna fuck with your head. Spider Lady was definitely the scariest out of all of them.
Yeah. Definitely the one where I was like, whoa!
Creep-tastic! I mean, probably the one guy who, like, assassinated a whole room full of people. Like, am I thinking of the right show? Like, the one guy she called, and he's, like, in the middle of a restaurant, and then it turns around and he's got, like, a whole bunch of people tied up.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He was, I imagined, was going to be the really difficult, creepy one.
Mm.
But... No, Spider Lady took the cake.
Yeah, right, because she was, when she got the call, she was just in a, like, in scrubs or, like, in a
Yeah, I forgot what she
was doing.
Yeah, she was in, like, a lab coat or something.
A lab
in
coat,
scrubs, like you said. You know, just a regular, average old person you'd see in the city.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary here. I mean...
Nope, Spider Lady. Take off those scrubs, Spider Lady.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to poison you.
Yay.
Yay. I mean, I don't know where else to go. I was really excited for Iron Fist. Just, I don't know. The character himself was...
We haven't talked about Davos.
We haven't talked about Davos, you're right.
The only reason I remember his name is because of the Onion Knight from Game of Thrones.
And if it wasn't for him sharing the name, I would not remember.
Yeah, if it was not for Sir Davos, I would not remember Davos' name.
He is the reason I understand why Danny is the way he is. And hear me out. Because he has the emotional stability of a fucking 10-year-old.
Yeah.
As well as Danny.
Yeah.
So I get it. Everyone who walked in and out of Kunlun at any point in their fucking lives
is a child.
Has the emotional range of a child.
But you gotta think about this. Kunlun is one of the cities of heaven. So they're basically in heaven. It's awesome. Like, it's nice. You know, there's no...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know, it's beautiful. There's no pain. There's no suffering unless you put yourself through it to train to become the Immortal Iron Fist. But there's none of that stuff. So they didn't have to cope or deal with real life, basically. And now Danny and Davos are in the real world where, hey, I'm sorry, not everything's beautiful and not everything's nice and bad shit happens. And again, they have the emotional range of a 10-year-old. They can't deal with it properly.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I wish we had, like, something from some flashback of them. Because if there was evidence that they were like, don't feel, you know, like, then this all would make so much more sense.
I mean, Danny's whole attitude, it's like, you know, he walks into the room and is like, I'm the Immortal Iron Fist. He expects the men to bow down and the women's pants to fall off. Like, that's, you know...
Yeah. I don't know how he still doesn't get that. Like, you know, like, even at the end of the season, it's like, yeah, you've been in New York for a while.
Maybe you should stop telling everybody you're the Immortal Iron Fist.
Open with that.
Great.
Stop.
In Kunlun, you say the words, I am the Immortal Iron Fist. That's going to carry some weight. You're their gatekeeper. You know, that is a legendary title and all that stuff. They're going to like you, they're going to bow, they're going to respect you. Just for the name alone. You're not there anymore.
No.
Nobody knows what you are, nobody gives a shit what you are. Maybe some old person, you know, some old monks in China might have heard of you, like some old wise sage, and they might be like, oh, like, you know, great, we love you.
Wow.
But that was terrible, I know, I'm so sorry. But you get what I mean, like, well, you know, the old Kung Fu master from, like, the old Kung Fu movies. You know, you get one of those guys who would know exactly who you are. But, no.
I mean, yeah, and I get, like, he doesn't know how New York is. Like, there could be some guy getting stabbed with a fucking ice pick at the corner and everyone's just walking right past. Like I gotta get to fucking Starbucks. It's my lunch break. I got 10 minutes. You know, so that's also not what New York is like for anyone watching who isn't from New York. No, not that many people get stabbed.
You want a primary example, and this was pretty terrible. I was coming home from work the other day, and I saw a kid on a bicycle get hit by a car, and, you know, the person in the right lane, like, they were in the left lane, the person who hit them, and the first three people in the right lane just drove on by like nothing happened. Like, sorry, we got places to be, you know? Hey, a 14-year-old kid, or, you know, a teenager just got hit by a car. Nope, driving by, not our business. It was the fourth car who actually stopped and blocked traffic and got out like, hey, kid, are you know, dead?
My experience, pedestrians are usually the ones who come to the aid of someone who's been hurt before cars will stop and help.
Car stopped, a bicycle...
Drivers in New York are assholes.
Yeah, a bicycle going... a motorcycle going the other way, and it just so happened that there was an ambulance 2 cars behind me. It's like, wow, holy shit, that you could not have gotten more prompt attention, like, if you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. New Yorkers, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, and like,
that was a story about how they don't give a shit, but
I guess he'll learn eventually. What,
hopefully,
how to be a person.
Again,
but like,
I feel terrible. We are not trying to dissuade you from visiting New York. People here are very nice.
Yeah, it's really not like bad.
It's just like any other city.
It really is.
But anyway, like, it's just and even like just to touch on the choreography, like in the fight scenes with Danny, like, really weren't good. And then we understand that we found out later that Finn Jones did not have enough time to train and whatnot.
I don't 100% agree that they were good.
They weren't well shot. They weren't well choreographed.
They weren't as inspired as a lot of fight scenes in these shows are. Like,
yeah, all right. You look at Daredevil.
Yeah.
Season 1 and season, like, some of the best fight scenes in television history. I think. Like, I think in filmed history, we could go as far to say, like, amazing, brutal, well-shot fight scenes.
He kicks people's ass, and it's, cinematographic or whatever masterpiece right there. Like, that hallway shot,
Oh, my God. Anytime Daredevil's in a hallway, you're just like...
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I thought that would become, like, a thing, and that it kind of stopped around Luke Cage. Like, there wasn't really a hallway fight scene in Iron Fist.
Right, now, as for Iron Fist, like, I saw a description, like, his fighting is supposed to be like Tai Chi, except a combat. Like, a combative kind of Tai Chi, which...
Well, Tai Chi is combative. You just learn it slowly, but all those moves are sped up to be...
Whoopins.
Right.
Whoopins, yeah.
So,
basically.
but, like, watching him, I did get a Tai Chi vibe from it. Watching all his movements. And I was like... I let that sit in my brain as that's why the fight scenes look so slow and deliberate or whatever, because it is a slow and deliberate style. Me not knowing bullshit about it, but that.
If you watch fast Tai Chi, it's fast. Like it's like any other martial arts style.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest criticism.
I think it's just that these fight scenes are less involved because there wasn't enough time to train the main character, which really blows, but...
I mean...
But I think that's the summary of the whole series.
Yeah.
You could sum it up in, like, they rushed it.
Yeah.
Just that it was rushed.
It
wasn't...
Just about.
They had to fit it in before the Defenders, is basically the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And...
I mean, Finn Jones was coming off of Game of Thrones, which you think, hey, he's got no combat for that, but his character in Game of Thrones... I'm not going to spoil anything, but not a lot of combat.
No.
Loras, he did a joust and, maybe one, pretty fight. Not even, real fight. It was, a...
Yeah.
Exhibitional fight. He hardly fought.
Exactly. So, there wasn't a lot of...
He mainly just slept with Renly. That's...
You look at a whole bunch of other characters in that show who have a lot of fight scenes, and... Those actors are learning it and getting trained and all that stuff. He didn't have to for that, so there was no... I don't know.
Yeah, and look, we're not... And I'm not even trying to call Finn Jones a bad actor, because clearly, he's obviously not.
And I'm not even... I won't even... a lot of people say that Danny Rand is, not a good character. He's not well written. I disagree. I think he's written the way he's supposed to be, which is a 10-year-old.
Right. It's just nobody likes that.
It's not as connectable as the other characters.
I think that's the problem.
You're coming off a Daredevil, and he, the fights are fast, they're brutal, he kicks the shit out of people in plain English. Then you got Jessica, that's another, probably... still my favorite series out of all of them.
Throws a dude across the bar.
Yeah, I mean, she has no combat training at all.
She just throws herself.
It's just brute fucking strength.
Yeah.
And then you got, all the characters are, likable for whatever reason. You got Luke Cage, who's just a guy in Harlem trying to do good.
He just lets people break their fists against his face.
Right, exactly. I mean, he doesn't need any fight training either. He's just invulnerable. Nobody can hurt him, really. Yeah. So, punch, stab. Oh, look, that knife did nothing. I'll slap you across the room. It's good,
I think Pop taught him how to box, maybe, but...
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, sure. There's probably some light boxing in there. But otherwise,
not a lot of footwork.
His fighting style is, my skin is like iron, and it's going to hurt when it hits you.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun with this. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, and it's cool, like, Iron Fist has his own style. He's supposed to be a martial arts master. He just didn't feel like it. You know? He did not feel like a martial arts master.
And I know it was a plot point, but he just did not have the fist to be utilized enough.
No. Well, not a lot. He was like a Yusuke Urameshi thing. He used it like once a day.
Yeah. And I think that's okay for this being his first
outing.
Yeah. I get that.
He's still learning how to use it. Mm. And I think it's enough to show him using the fist and then to have Bakuto teach him how to heal with it. I think that's enough new things with the fist to be like, okay, we've moved forward in the learning to use the fist thing.
Yeah, and that whole, sequence with Bakuto there was kind of like, okay, so they taught you how to focus it into the fist. And then... Oh, wait, that's it? Really? That's all they taught you? Okay, we have some problems here. Like, you can do a lot of shit with that. And all they did was teach you how to make one hand glow green. Okay.
We're fixing that. Okay.
We are going to try to fix that. Lesson 1.
Flashlight hand.
Yeah, flashlight hand. I mean, hell, in the last episode, Danny does blow up the whole floor of a building. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, he gets it. He does get better at it, as even just this series, But it just look. It wasn't. I don't know if overall it was a terrible show. I think it was better than a lot of the crap you see on regular TV. But just in comparison to the other,
it is by no
Netflix
means
stuff,
a terrible show.
When you hold it next to amazingness.
When you're holding it next to Daredevil Season 1 and Jessica Jones and stuff like that, they were for me, they were extremely good quality. Like, Season 1 Daredevil was fantastic. Season 2 Daredevil was good, too. It had its issues, but it was still fantastic.
Yeah.
All of these shows were great, and then, again, not a bad show, but the weakest of all of them so far. And because we had such high pedestals to compare it to, it fell short. And that's probably why so many people were bitching about it.
Yeah.
I think it also, and a lot of it had to do with, a lot of criticisms I saw from people I know, was that immediately out of the gate he comes in and is like, to Joy, like thinks he's like, I don't know, there was just some like racial gender imbalances that people didn't like about it, and
I get it. I mean, people will nitpick every show. I do acknowledge that too. Yeah, I got you.
It's just he has no idea. He's an idiot.
Nope, he is an idiot.
He's an idiot
to a fault.
Now, I would have forgiven him if it was just episode 1. He comes back to his family's company expecting someone's going to remember him. Now, a lot of shit his parents died, he knows that. Harold died, he didn't know that. But, I mean, from that point on, a little common sense, you've been gone for a long time, nobody's going to know what you look like, they think you died in a plane crash with your parents.
Yeah.
Like, take a second and think, dude.
Think about what other people think.
Not everybody's going to bow down to you and blow you because you are the immortal Iron Fist, and you happen to have a famous name and were really, really rich as a kid. Like, snap out of it.
So, I mean, I guess, as much as we talked about Danny, we didn't really talk about Joy a lot.
No.
Which I think we should, real quick.
Yeah, I think Joy really had the best twist in her character at the end.
Yeah, she definitely did. I mean, she started off kind of, Just give me a Cersei Lannister sort of feel. A little bit in the
Really?
beginning. Yeah, a little bit. Like, manipulative to protect my family and, protect her assets and stuff like that. Was really listening to Dany's story. Like, I believe you. I totally believe you. Yeah, that's great. So you're Dany Rand. You're coming, it's so great to see you. I'm just going to slip something to knock you unconscious in your tea. And,
But then later, she does turn that around pretty quickly once the M&M thing works.
Yeah, because the two of them had a real connection as kids.
Yeah.
And as soon as the M&M thing happens, it's like, oh shit, this is... No one knows this. This has to be him.
Yeah.
Right, and then, she does, in a sense, help him, because with the little evidence she left in the potted plant, to help prove his name and stuff like that. I mean, so... And then by the end of it, she seems to be conspired with Davos, because she finds out that her dad's alive and all this, which was super creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you, the way Harold was, it just, that's your daughter, stop it. But like, the turnaround at the end was just like, wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was the thing where it's like, oh man, she's gonna side with her brother, because like, I'm thinking personal experience, like if my dad turned out to be a murderous asshole, I would totally side with my brother.
Many drugs as he was doing.
Huh?
As many drugs as he was doing.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd send him to rehab, but I would side with him,
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she she went to Harold, she sided with Harold in the end, and I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, surprise.
Okay.
And then we thought Harold was going to kill her. It was mentioned in chat a while ago, and it was, definitely, there were some... I really thought they were leading us in that direction. Like, oh god, he's going to have some kind of outbursty thing, and, she's going out a window. Or...
They definitely alluded to that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good twist for her. And as mentioned, the Meachums were the best part, probably one of the best parts of this show.
I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what else to talk about. Like, this was the last show before Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
It was the setup directly to Defenders, because there's the 4 of them.
And we had the Claire glue.
So we had the Claire glue.
She's the glue that holds the Defenders together.
She really is.
She knows them all.
Realest bitch on this show.
And to think she started off fishing Matt Murdock out of her dumpster.
And I think the thing that proves she's the realest, motherfucker, is after everything goes down, Colleen and Dany are talking, and Claire just leans in. She's like, "You people need therapy. I'm going home."
Someone actually said that to them, and I was like,
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like what we say on every superhero show, like for everything. It's like we need a superhero therapist.
Therapy.
Mm-hmm. Which is why we were very happy that there was a character like that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for like 5 episodes.
5 minutes.
They had a therapist. It's like, yeah, all of you people in the Marvel Universe need therapists. And then he was gone.
Well.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Shit happens, exactly. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to talk about. I mean, the next thing we're going to be doing is the Defenders. At the time of this recording, the Defenders is out already.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to just do the whole thing, not just
we're going to
first impressions.
Defenders
just going to get to it.
Only 8 episodes.
Right.
And so yeah, we're just going to get to it right away, because really we all have the self-control of 10-year-olds ourselves, and probably could not have waited to just watch 1 episode and not watch the rest. Come on.
Absolutely not.
No.
Dude, Jess is back. What, are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Seriously. Getting the band back together.
It's like all of our favorite characters with the Claire glue to hold them together. Claire glue. I love it.
The Claire glue.
The Claire glue. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I mean, I know we didn't touch on everything, but
yeah,
no,
it's tough to
do
that.
Lot. It's 13 episodes.
It's tough to do that in an hour-ish.
Sorry, not all of it's important.
No, really, it's not.
But overall, you watch it for Colleen. Watch it for Claire.
Watch it for
Colleen.
Colleen.
Watch it for the Wards.
Yeah, watch it for Claire. Watch it for the Ward drama. The Ward drama. The Meacham drama.
The Meacham drama.
I think one of the best moments of the show was Claire reading the letter from Luke. That was super cute. And then she said "Sweet Christmas," and I was like,
"Sweet Christmas."
Sweet Christmas.
So that was just delicious fan service.
I think at least I don't know if it was my favorite part. Whatever, it was a great part where I think they're showing like Danny approaching the cave, or maybe he's having a hallucination or whatever. But there was just a point where I was like, it was a real dragon. There was a point where I was like, holy shit, it was a real dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got so excited.
Colleen is Danny's murder wife. You can't kill that guy. I will kill that guy.
Murder wife?
Yeah.
Kind of. She is eager to murder.
Well, especially when someone's like wronged her. Like, she is vengeance.
And then it's like any moment she sees Bakuto after like the betrayal, she's like, I have to sword fight him right now.
Every single...
We have to sword fight right now.
I have to sword fight him,
fighting.
Even though he is better than me.
I mean, she did
kill
him.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as we know.
Yeah, his body was gone, wasn't it?
Just disappeared.
Didn't cut the fucking head off. Like, I was just like, what are you doing?
I know.
They don't know. They didn't know.
No, they didn't know.
When they turned their backs on him, I was like, he's not dead. They turned their backs on him to have their own little fight, Davos and Danny, and I'm like, oh, well, he's just walked away.
He's gone. And then, guess what? He's gone.
Yeah.
Fucking hand, man.
Such is life. The fucking hand. Like,
the fucking hand.
The fucking Netflix Marvel series has just become a series of, oh shit, ninjas.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Oh shit, ninjas. Really stealthy.
I guess except for Jess. She wasn't really dealing with ninjas. But
not
still.
Yet.
A lot of, oh shit, ninjas.
She was dealing with a really creepy man in a purple suit.
A worse situation.
A psychopath. Yeah.
That was a far worse situation. But
anyway.
For different reasons. I mean...
Can you tell we love Jess?
We love Jess.
The most.
The most.
Oh, yeah. Alright, then. That's our show.
Mm-hmm.
Cleo, where can they find you?
They can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, where I'm actually starting to tweet things again.
One last point in chat from Baby Batcat Fanatic. Davos was a dick to Colleen, therefore he is dead to me. I agree. John, where can they find you?
Sounds good. You can find me at No More on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at Thilidrin, right here. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts, for some of your favorite... I ran out of air. For some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Didn't take in enough air for that, I'm sorry.
Darn air.
Thank you all for watching. Coming soon at the time of this, if you watch this, around the end of August area. Coming soon, The Defenders podcast.
Yeah.
Farewell.
Team up, my dudes.